What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Quick. Sebastian Quick here, and today we are going to be taking a look at one of my favorites following a recent update. Enshrouded is just experienced its Wake of Water update, and I'm excited to jump back in and take a look at what's changed. I'm not sure we'll actually see an awful lot of new things in a very early beginners experience, but excuse me. I think it'll definitely be worth checking out. Anyway, it's been a while since I've started a new playthrough, and we'll have to see how far this one goes. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely been one of my favorites over the last couple of years. This and Valheim, which has been out a little bit longer than Enshrouded. Both are still in early access, even though they've been out for at least 2 years. Valheim's been available, what, 3-4 years now? Although I think they're both coming really close to releasing full release, so that'll be exciting as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they both go full release next year, 2026. So we shall see, but the very early experience here looks pretty familiar. All right, our first quest. We need to make a flame altar. So let's go check that out. This is all looking very familiar. Number of things I like about Enshrouded. The sense of exploration is very cool. Unlike Valheim or a game like Minecraft, this is a static world. The map is always the same, although they've been consistently adding to it with new updates. They've added entire new biomes and refined existing biomes. But the advantage of a static map is it's very heavily tailored. They've done a lot of really cool stuff, given you a lot of points of interest, and really tuned those to be interesting and exciting. So definitely the upside to this type of static world. Of course, the downside is that it is always the same. Unlike Valheim, every time you start a new Valheim world, it's something you've never seen before. So exploration is a whole new thing. But they each have their pluses and minuses. I think there's definitely room in the world for both of them. Alright, let's see what we've got in here. Pick up, like most of these types of games, you want to pick up everything you come across. I think we missed something up here, now that I think about it. Yeah. Over here in the corner is our introduction to terraforming. Similar to Valheim, you can affect the terrain. In this case, we're going to throw some fun little explosives at this wall, and it allows us to bust on through, or not. So close. There we go. I dodged through there. Let's see if I can get back through. Alright, that is likely a useful ring. Let's check this out, and we can equip that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to explode this. Oh, no, we got through. There we go, nice. Alright, now we can hop down here. Oh, let's go back to our torch. We can actually see. And yes, in our introduction to the Shroud. So, an interesting mechanic that this game has that most other survival crafters and I use the word survival crafter loosely here, not an awful lot of survival elements in Enshrouded. You basically have your health bar and stamina, no hunger, no thirst. Although I guess we do have this, so actually we haven't. I guess we haven't entered the shroud yet, but there is this shroud. Yeah, here we go. There is this shroud mechanic that you can see I now have a timer on my bar up top that means that I can only stay in here a certain period of time before I start taking significant damage and then die very soon after that. So there are ways to increase that timer, but those don't come until a little bit later. Aha! I got myself an actual sword now, so I will put that there. My typical 2 key. Oh, I got some more bad guys down here. One thing I have always enjoyed about Enshrouded is the combat. It's very fluid, very responsive, both melee and ranged. Both very satisfying. A good sense of impact. So, gather some sticks here. Sometimes you can find materials other than just sticks in these containers. Sometimes it is just sticks, which is fine. We need sticks too. All right, out into the daylight. We've got these little return beacons. This is basically a respawn point. So now if we die, we will respawn there. Another thing you need a lot of is twigs and fiber, plant fiber. So again, this type of game, you basically collect everything. So you can see that glow over there in the distance. That's where it wants us to build our first initial base. That's where we'll put down our flame altar. And we will do as the quest suggests. I have often thought about possibly building my initial structure in a different place, but that's just such a good area. It's very flat, very buildable, and inevitably I end up making my first base there. I have a tendency to overbuild my first base. In most of these games, you know, you want to get down a base early so you can get things like rested bonuses, and you have a place to put your stuff while you explore the initial area. Oh, string is important, but inevitably you want to, as you progress through the game, having that base in back here is not the best, because once you clear this area and you move on, there's little reason to come back here. So so I am going to try to restrain myself from overbuilding this time. Oh, I got some tar from that campfire. Sometimes I will read through these little quest things. Oftentimes I won't. I feel like this is going to be one of those times where I don't necessarily read through a lot of these, but story is not, I would say story is not Enshrouded's strong point. The story is fine, but I would not say that it's compelling, which is, which in this type of game, I would say it's not what this type of game is meant to do. I don't think. So I can forgive a moderate to possibly weak story. Yeah, most things are breakable, so whether or not you want to take the time. We also want to watch the whoop, hello, Mr. Rat. Until we get a crafting bench or a workbench up and running so we can repair, we want to watch the durability on our weapon. We don't. Oh, secret door. Oh, I just locked myself in. All right. Healing potions are welcome. Okay, the guy slept a little too long, I guess. Oh, little chest down there. We'll duck down there in a second. There's more good stuff down here. Oh, I thought I saw a little rat. Did I get him? Yeah, I did. Alright. Bandages are good. Cloth is good. It's all good. There's gonna be... Oh, got some good stuff in there. You saw metal scraps. So I just got 2 metal scraps. That's going to be useful early on for making lockpicks, in case we come across a lock chest. So I'm going to gather them as well. Okay. Over here. Oh, didn't quite make that jump. Oh, I got someone's attention here. Alright, we'll see a little combat. I would say that if combat is, especially against the lower level mobs like we just fought, combat's pretty, I hesitate to say easy, but if you have kind of the basics of combat in these type of games down, it's not going to challenge you. Bosses are another story. Bosses are definitely more of a challenge. I mean, we're not talking, Elden Ring, Dark Souls type of stuff, but there's a particular fight, I won't spoil anything, but it's against a rather large animal in a courtyard that is quite difficult for various reasons, but that's a ways longer into the game. Anybody who's played Enshrouded probably knows what I'm talking about. I do not look forward to fighting that guy again. Okay. Little meat. We're going to get a little cooking tutorial over here, I think, as I recall. Yeah. Alright. I just realized I need to... Whoop. So cooking this game is interesting. Okay, so my current action bar is up here. Put these items on here. Okay, so we have a seat and we hold our, maybe not put it right in the fire, some people like that, I guess, but alright. Later on, I believe you get access to not a furnace or an oven or something like that, where you don't have to interact with it. You can just leave it and set it to cook, and you're good. But for the early part of the game, you actually have to manually cook everything, which is a bit of a pain, but all these early chests are unlocked, but you will definitely come across locked chests later in the game, and surprise, surprise, the locked chests contain the good stuff. Luckily, making lockpicks is very easy, and doesn't take much in the way of materials. Okay, more shroud. We're gonna pass over that for now, so we can move on with our experience. I'm gonna pick up these use the last bits of my weapon's durability here to pick up this stuff. We'll need the cloth to make some really ragged armor. So I think we can probably get some more here. Oh, no. We got some more scrap metal, and yeah, it just broke. Alright. That's right, we're gonna... Probably should have not done all this with my sword, but it's what was in my hand, so it's what I used. And collect a few of these arrows. Alright, I think we are good to move on to our quest here, which is to set down our altar. Alright, so this is where it wants us to build the altar, and this is one of the best places early in the game to do so. So we are going to go ahead and do it, but I just realized I probably don't have enough stone. I always forget to collect the stone early. Alright, so let's do that. Until we have a tool, our best option for getting stone is just picking up these random loose rocks on the ground. Also want to get all these twigs we can. Oh, that was from that. We can get more of these mushrooms. Oh, here's a rock, couple rocks over here. Alright, this will probably get us what we need. What is that? Ooh, firefly. Okay. We should have enough to put down our flame altar now. So, first things first, we need to... Okay, yep. Basic crafting out of inventory. We need one of these. Construction hammer, and we need one of these, a flame altar. Oh, why don't we, while we're in here, we might as well make that. We're going to want one of these that extends our inventory. Let's see. I think we'll skip that for now. I think we're okay. I am going to make an axe. Okay. So that should put us in pretty good shape. Alright, I'm going to equip this and put this on our bar. Okay, these went down here. That goes there, that goes there. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so one aspect that I really appreciate of the game is that it shows you what your buildable area is going to be and how it interacts with the terrain. So you can see the square. Oop. You can see the square, and actually you can't see the very front of it there, but that's fine. Actually, this is probably the most helpful view. So you notice there's up in the upper right corner there's a bit of a hill, so I want to try to avoid that as much as possible, and it's fine if I bleed into the trees there in my lower left. And this as you upgrade your altar, your flame altar, your buildable area increases, so this isn't going to stay the same. Alright, I'm going to put it down right there. I think that looks good. We will commune with our altar. This kind of moves the main story quest along. Alright. Exciting. And as I said, right here, we can upgrade our altar by getting these things called shroud cores. And to get those, we need to defeat fell bosses, as I mentioned earlier. And the other option is to strengthen the flame. So this increases the bonuses that we get from the altar itself. So increases that. So that's just one of those ways we can increase that timer that we saw earlier from being in the shroud and other things. So you just need to collect a variety of different things here. And once you have those in your inventory, you can strengthen your altar, which is nice. Alright, so what we want to do now is get down we do want to make a crafting bench right there. So we'll craft that and we'll put that down here. We'll move it here in a little bit, but for now we will put that there. You can't. This is a non-buildable block, so we can't. I don't know if I don't know if it was noticeable, but I couldn't have put this bench on top of here. Now, one thing that I always seem to forget going to the game is that you also can't build walls on the edges of this. So inevitably, this flame altar ends up being like in the middle of a room, which is, not the greatest, but it's also I think it's fine. Alright, so what we want to do now is make a bunch of this stone so we can make a foundation around there. So one option you have is obviously is to collect these. That gives you 3 stone. We can break up these small rocks. One thing that's a little bit annoying about these is that after you break it up, you have to manually pick up each and every one of these blocks that you get as a result of breaking it up, which is a bit of a pain. Another option is to find a larger piece of ledge over here and just start digging into it. And this way, you can see stone there on the left is just automatically accumulating in my inventory. So this is I would say this is the easier way of doing it. We can get a good chunk of stone out of this. We'll start with, what do we got now? 36, that's a good start. We'll grab this one for good measure. And another nice tip here is that anytime you see a tree or a bush, actually a couple right here, anytime you see a tree or a bush, you want to chop these down because this gives you another special resource called resin. You can see one of them just dropped right there. You don't get resin very often at all from green trees. I'm not even sure you can get them from green trees, but definitely you can get them from these red ones, and anytime you see a red one, you want to go ahead and chop it down. You don't seem to get as much wood from the red trees, which is fine because you can get wood from the green trees for forever. So collect these for more of the plant fiber, which is used for a number of different things. We'll see that in a second here. I'll do a little pickup around my property here. Alright, so now we go over here to our workbench and we need to make these blocks of stone. So we have 42. Oh, this is new. Shift space to craft 10. Well, that's handy. Alright. I think I'm going to do that again because you need a fair amount of stone. So now we have a bunch of stone. We have 2,000 stones, so that should get us by for a while. Alright, so I've hit my construction hammer, and yeah, it's giving us a little tutorial. Select shape, the material, and you can see all of your options by hitting alternate. So we're currently at, if you look along the bottom there, we're currently working on our 2-meter blocks. We want to go to our 4-meter blocks. So we hit Alt and scroll mouse down to the 4 meter. So this gives us our full-size foundations. So I'm just going to put down a ring around here. As I said, inevitably end up. Okay. All right. We have run out of stone. We're gonna have to go and collect more. You can see we need 256. We only have 208. So I am going to tab out of that mode. I'm going to pick up my bench because I'm going to be putting my next foundation bit there. So we'll go back to our little ledge over here. Collect that. Actually, this is a different ledge over here. That's fine. No, oh, I guess it is the same. Alright, so we will continue our digging in here. Maybe get another 20 stone. So after making the foundation, we're going to want to make some walls. Now we could make walls out of... I'm just getting dirt there. We could make walls out of wood, but there we go. But I think stone looks better, especially early on. The earliest wood walls you can make look pretty rough, and I think stone looks a little bit nicer. Okay, we have, what do we have now? We have 31 more. Collect a couple other things on our way back to our base. Oh, up there we have a beehive. You can break those, you can take those down for honey and beeswax, I think. Okay, so we need to put down our bench, and this time we're going to put it down. This time we're going to put it down on our newly created foundation. And we will go back and let's see, what do we got? We can, okay, so we can shift, make, all right, you got 1700 now. That should get us a good distance in. Let's go back to, okay, so there's that. All right, let's decide first whether or not we want to make this any bigger. I think I'm going to go one more this way. I think that's good. 4x3 coincidentally is the is often the size of my first dwelling in Valheim. So what did I just do? Oh, I just removed that. Okay, so let's switch to walls. And not only do I want to do walls, I want to do some nice windows. So let's actually start with some windows here. And a nice doorway. Okay. This is going to get us a ways, right? Alright, let's do another window and flop back and forth. Let's remove that. Go back to another window, and over here we will do... What did I just do? Oh, I just interacted with my altar. Okay, so if we can just get a few more... Yeah, we should be able to do this without running out. Okay, that's what I meant to do. Rotate. So let's do this, and then one more here. And we'll switch to Windows. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, we got it. All right. Yeah, I think the idea to go with that extra 4 was a good one. That extra row of walls. So now what we want to do is we're going to want to do a roof. So to do that, tab out. Okay, so we do not have the tar we need to do that. So we're going to do a plant fiber roof, and we can do 10. So that gave us 500. And go back. So if we hit Alt, we can do, let's go down to 4-meter roofs. Alright, so I'm going to, so what's this? Okay, 72. So yeah, we're going to have to go back out. This is not going to be as... Oh, actually what we want to do is this dealio. Is that what we want to do? Excuse me. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is this. So we want to get a roof over some portions so we can get the full rusted bonus. Okay, so now what I want to do is we need, 4-meter roofs, and we want to go like this. And we'll put a nice little window up here. Oh, we don't have the stone for it. We will have to come back. Alright, how are we doing on a roof? Do we still have... Oh, we can still do a few more roof sections here. And that's it. Alright, so we need both stone and... Actually... Yeah. Alright, it is nighttime. So we want to be a little bit more cognizant. Although, unlike games like Minecraft and, to a lesser extent, Valheim, well, I guess Valheim. There isn't, at least in this starter area, there aren't too many concerning things that come out at night. I think that changes in other areas, but we're right around here. We're pretty safe. You know, I never noticed before, but our construction hammer actually gives off some light. So it's like a kind of like a torch in that respect. Alright, so I'm gathering plant fiber to make more roof sections. I think I'm going to switch back. Yeah, this definitely gives up more light. Switch back to my torch so I can get some more light. Alright, I'm going to meander my way back over here towards that ledge so I can get some more stone. Oh, there's stone right there. Oh, and these, what are they? Midnight Lily. That's a consumable that gives a decent buff, especially early on. Alright, that's probably enough plant fiber to do what we want. Although plant fiber is also necessary for making string. You can turn plant fiber into string, which is very useful early on. Alright, let's get us some more. Let's get us some more rock. We don't need a lot more. That's probably enough. And make our way back towards, yeah, back over here. Alright, I am going to go back, tab, and I think for the back of my, the back here, I'm going to use, oh, I need to actually create more. There we go. Alright, so I need a handful of more of these. I don't have enough to do 10, so let's craft, I guess that's 50. Let's try 200, see where that gets us. I think that might be enough. Actually, that's not going to be enough because I need to do a couple of tops. Okay, so that should be fine. And then we need a couple more stone. Let's do 200 more stone. I think that's going to be enough for us. So now, build mode. There we go. And one of these. Alright, so as I was saying, we're going to have to build a some caps up there. But for the front, we want to go back to our window wall, like so. Okay, so now what we need to do is actually, we need to make something in here. I'm going to tab out of that. We need to make some scaffolding. So we'll make one of those. Oh, let's make a door while we're here. Proper door. Yeah, this is fine for now. Okay. So let's put that there, and this down here. Why is that not snapping? Oh, there we go. Somehow I turned off snapping. Alright. Okay, so now the scaffolding we put here, and this will allow us to bang our heads on the top of that, climb up here. Okay, so now we can build and oh, that did not do what I wanted to do. I just destroyed that section and fell through. Nope, 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 there you go. There you go. Okay. So, we're going to go back to our roof. Okay, there we go. Now let's not do what we did last time. Okay, so here are our... Okay, so I want to put one of these here. And that one there. And then for this end, I want to do... like that. Oh, I don't have enough. Can I make enough? Do I have enough? Alright. There we go. Oh, daytime. So close. Alright, and there we go. One thing I really like about this game, the building in this game is probably the best building I've experienced in a we'll call this an explorer crafter. It's not really survival. We'll call this explorer crafter. The way it adds these finishing touches without you having to do anything, like this little overhang here, and it just ties everything together. We saw that up top as well. you can create a very aesthetically pleasing structure without really doing anything extra. I'm gonna leave that scaffolding there just because I think it looks cool. So yeah, like I said, the building in this game is the best I've seen. Look at that. I mean, just the way that looks with that little piece hanging off there. We didn't have to do anything extra to do that. I mean, that's just really cool. Another thing, while we're doing here, another thing that's really cool about this game is the level of granularity that you have over this building. If we go down to our 1 meter block size here, if I want this window to be a little bit bigger, I can just hollow it out, or now I've got a bigger window. I can do that with this one. I can easily put them back if I'm not crazy about that. And again, it just it fills in with a pattern. It's really flexible and fun and easy to work with. And if you go online and you know, check out various websites, I mean, the things that people have made in this game are just incredible. I mean, Minecraft is, you know, can do what it can do, but a lot of that stuff is done. A lot of the stuff you see online with Minecraft is done with mods. The crafting you can do in this and the building you can do in this game is just top notch. We do have a little bit of a nook up there. I think we can fill that in. I'm not sure we actually have the materials we need to fill that in, but let's take a look at our... Yeah, I think it's these bits here on the end. Is that it up there? I can't quite reach it, can I? I think that's it. Do I care about that? I don't think I do at the moment. Alright, well, this is probably a good spot to just stop for now. I think that was a pretty good introduction to the building mechanic. Hope it wasn't too boring. Next time we'll do a little more explanation, and a little more exploration. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a nice introduction, and by not doing the slope on this end, we can now fairly easily build like a loft, which we may end up doing, even if this is just our starter building. We'll be in this area for a while and want to come back here, so may end up building a loft here. But for now, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye.